Hello, welcome back to the Sky Reads, my channel, and I am your host, Skylana Starfall. And today, I have something special. Well, not really, but I'm going to be ranking my favorite fanfiction tropes and ship dynamics today. And I'll be putting the link of this website in the description box, so if anybody wants to try their hands out at doing all of this themselves, for their own entertainment, you guys can go ahead and do that too. I, as you know, am a huge fanfiction reader. I'm going to go ahead and rank the things that I read so that you guys can get a better taste of, what kind of things I like to read. So let's get started. We're starting off with 5+1 things. So in case you're not acquainted with AO3 tags and things like that, 5+1 things just basically means, when you have a couple and they go, one of them usually, meet the other person 5 times. There's a specific scene involving them together 5 times. And then during the last one thing is when you have a twist or something. For example, maybe the first 5 scenes are them still having a misunderstanding or something, and the last one is when they finally confess, something like that. So for me, I feel like it's cute. It's cute, definitely, especially if it's a one shot that you can just read in one sitting. And they can also be very funny, I think I've seen 5+1 things where somebody is trying to flirt with the other person and then they fail epically, and then in the last one thing they realize that they were the one being played all along. I absolutely love those types of twists. It's really fun. And next we have ABO dynamics. Okay. Just straight up, we're shooting that up to the top. Okay. I mean, but also oh wait, there's ABO here too, so I'll just put that together. But basically, I can read anything. Any ABO is okay for me, and they are very they are hot, okay? I'm just saying. I know people who read conventional literature might be you guys are so fucking horny, but guys, it's peak, okay? It's peak, and I'm gonna put that there. Next we have abusive. Okay, abusive, fuck you. Do I even need to explain? I'm reading fanfics because I want to have fun and I want to spend my time reading things that I actually like, okay? I don't know why anybody would actually search for an abusive fic involving their pairing. Why would you do that? I don't know, but to me, I am putting abusive in literally gagging. I am never going to search for that myself. Nope. Next, we have accidental confession. I feel if it starts off with just an accidental confession and then it's a one shot and therefore they clear it up immediately, that's fine for me. But if they start off with accidental confession and it drags on for 20 chapters and the person who accidentally confessed is still running away from the person they confessed to, I'm probably not going to read that. So I feel like it's a good starter for a pairing that you're still not completely invested in. If you read an accidental confession, you might start to like it more. I don't know. I'm gonna put accidental confession in it depends. Yeah, it's not one of the top tropes up there. It's fine. I think it's just fine. Academic rivals. have no opinion. I have no opinion on academic rivals. I feel like academic rivals alone isn't like a proper trope. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it needs to be mixed with other things. Like, you can be academic rivals while also being friends, or it can be like academic rivals and you're like mortal enemies, and there's a stake where like if you lose the exam, like if you score worse than the exam or something, like something's bad gonna happen. Like, I feel like that is more interesting than just being academic rivals. So I feel like it depends on the other dynamics that the other authors are including. Next we have age gap. Okay, age gap. If the age gap is really, really big, like obviously I'm talking about like illegal big, I would not read that. So I guess it goes in depends. Like if it's like, let's say like a 40-year-old and like 25-year-old, like that's acceptable. I can take that. I can read that. Sometimes it gives you a, you know, a very hot dynamic. But normally I wouldn't search for age gap. It's a bonus, but it's not something that I would like actively search for. Next we have amnesia. Okay, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but literally, fuck amnesia tropes. It is the worst thing that any author could ever do. Literally, I hate it with a passion. I'm so sorry for people who love amnesia trope. I hate it. Like, I absolutely hate it, so I'm gonna gag, okay? I'm going to gag because, look, I just feel like amnesia tropes are so cheap. They're so cheap. Like, why would you know, write a beautiful story and go through all of that good old character development and then you just throw it away? Why would you throw it away? You throw it away and then suddenly all that development is gone and you're left with a seething passion for the need to bang your head against a table. Like, no. I don't know why anybody would ever want to put themselves into a situation where they actually like want to read an amnesia trope fic. Like, please, no. Next we have Angel X Devil. I'm not sure if this is the same thing as like the Sentinel Guardian AU fics thing going on, but I don't really have an opinion for that. You know, it's like enemies to lovers kind of thing, but with like you actually being two races that are not meant to be together. And I feel like it's fine, but I also like don't really search for those types of AUs that often. I can see the appeal though, but I just don't know, like I haven't read enough to form an opinion on Angel X Devil fics yet, so I'm gonna leave that there in no opinion for now. Next we have Angst. Okay, this is hold on. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, Angst. Angst is good. It is good. A huge amount of angst is not good, and angst that doesn't get resolved is terrible for your mental health. But angst itself is a good plot device. It's also a good exploration of your ship, of your pairing. You know, like put them through the waterworks and let them work it out together, and then we can see if their dynamic is gonna last or not. So angst is yes. We are going with angst. Next we have arranged marriage. It's either cute or depends. I feel like I've read way too many arranged marriage fics that the novelty is kind of like dead now. So like, I feel like it can be cute. It can be cute, you know, when you put like two people who don't want to be married and then they end up having to marry because of whatever circumstances that their parents have come up with. and like it's interesting, it's fine, it's just nothing new. But there's one type of like arranged marriage specific trope that I don't really like. It's the one where like one of them is willing to enter the marriage and the other one doesn't want to enter the marriage. Like, I feel like that's a bit too forceful for me. I'd prefer it if they both didn't want to be in the marriage. I feel like that makes for a lot better, like, proper plot, you know, like a more interesting plot, not just like, oh, you're stuck with me now. Like, I love you, you don't love me. I'm gonna force you to enter this marriage with me because it's good for you, but not really. You know what I mean? Like, I see that so often in like webtoons, and like I'm starting to get really tired of that. So yeah. Next we have how do you pronounce this? Asphyxiation. Okay, so not for me. I understand why that could be a potential kink, and no kink shaming. We don't do kink shaming on this channel. Read whatever you want to read, be horny, be kinky, who cares? But that is not for me, okay? Nope, no choking. We don't do choking. I already get enough panic attacks throughout the day. I don't need anybody to be choking somebody else for me to see. Nope. Next we have baby fic. Okay, not for me. Immediately not for me. I know there's gonna be like, is there like a child, like childbearing or like childhood raising? I mean, not childhood raising, baby raising. Is it not there? Okay, if it's there, I'm gonna put that also in not for me, because you know, baby fics are cute. You get to see your favorite, you know, domestic pairing, raise kids. It's cute, but it's definitely not for me, and I will not be searching for it because I just find it a little boring. No offense to anybody who likes baby fics, but they're not for me. Anything with like child rearing, not really for me. Next, ban AU. Ban AU, okay? No opinion. It's fine. You know, I feel like I have like no opinion on all types of like modern AUs. They can be good, they can be boring, they can also be amazing. Like, there's no way that you can tell just from an AU, and I have no personal opinion on like this specific type of modern AU. So I feel like anything that's like a modern AU, I'll just straight up put it in no opinion. Bang, 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 bang. Bang or die. Yes, 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 yes. Do I need to explain this? I don't know. In fact, I actually don't know how I would explain why this is a yes. It just is accepted. Next, we have BDSM. Depends. I feel like if it's just like a smut fic, that's just straight up BDSM, and like there's nothing going on except trying out this new like bondage or whatever, I feel like that's okay. But ones that actually explore like trauma with BDSM, you know, those type of like more moving, emotionally moving BDSM exploration fics, I would then put that up to yes. But because I don't know what kind of fic we are supposed to be talking about here, I'm just gonna leave it at depends. Best friend's brother. No opinion. Again, I'm so sorry if I have no opinions on so many things, but I just don't read like these type of fics. Like, they're popular tropes, I know, but like I have no opinion. Like, it can be good, it can be bad. I don't care. It's fine. It's fine the way it is. I just don't like actively search for it. Body swap AUs. Okay, that can be pretty cute. I feel like especially when like you're body swapping between enemies, you know, like they have to pretend to be the person that they hate, and then they end up learning more about the person that they thought they didn't like, and then they end up realizing, oh my god, that person has a really shitty life, or like their life is a mess, and then you get, you know, more emotionally invested in the other person and kiss fall in love. So that is peak, okay? I find that to be quite cute, so I'm gonna leave that there. And then we have Bodyguard AU. I have never searched for that. Again, I'm just gonna put all these AUs in no opinion because they can go either way. Breaking up. Why? Just why? Why would you do that to yourself? Literally, why? I mean, I'm not reading fics to see my favorite people breaking up. Why would you do that to yourself? I want to see them getting together because all of my favorite ships never get together in canon. They just don't do it. So that's why I want to see them actually in love. I don't want to see them breaking up. No, don't do that. Similarly, brother's best friend, I don't care. Straight up going there. Bully ex-victim. This is not for me. Okay, not for me. I can see why some people like it, and it's actually a very popular trope. I get it, I've seen it. But for me, I don't really vibe with the bully ex-victim kind of trope. I feel like it can be borderline incredibly toxic. I mean, it's obvious the trope is toxic, but like there are different degrees of like toxic levels, you know, like just teasing is like fine, but if you're like physically abusing them, like you're punching your victim and somehow they fall in love with you, that doesn't really sit well with me. So I'm gonna put that in not for me. Canon compliant. Oh, there's also canon universe. Wait, hold on. Canon compliant is, I think it's fine. You know, like there are so many things that you can explore in canon. And I feel like missing scenes, you know, like people who write fics on missing scenes that were like not there in canon, I feel like those are great. They're great explorations of your characters too. So I'm gonna put that in cute. And I guess canon universe, yes. Personally, I don't really read a lot of like AU universes, like other AU fics. I just read like canon divergence. Oh, here it is. I'm gonna put that straight up to love. I love canon divergence when people switch things up from whatever is already written in the story and then they take a whole different turn. Great. Especially the ones that like have canon divergence where you like fixed all the things that went wrong. I absolutely adore those fics. I devour them. I swear to God, on my AO3 account, my like top tag in my bookmarks is probably canon divergence or like fix it fix. So those are my favorite things. Next we have case fic. Okay, case fic. I feel like I think it's cute. It's just that it depends on the mood I'm in. Like if I'm in the mood to read like deep stuff or just dumb shit, like it's a different vibe. So if you're like looking for something really interesting that dives deeper into like the actual canon lore, I think case fics are great, you know? Also, like I'm really surprised at how good like case fics are because people come up with the most interesting cases ever. Like I don't know how they managed to come up with such brilliant ideas of how to like, you know, create a whole new arc within the canon universe for their pairing to go through. Especially like mystery fics where like you actually create like new criminals, new OCs, new organizations and stuff like that. Like that takes so much work, and I have like huge respect for anybody who writes case fics. Like you guys are freaking awesome. Next we have character study. Okay, character study. I'm gonna put that straight up to yes. I absolutely love getting into my favorite characters' heads. Literally, everybody should do it more often. Like, getting into their head is just so interesting. And you get to see their like hidden thoughts, especially if it's like romance, you know, like you get to see the perspective of a character that wasn't written in the original story. So I feel like character studies are really underrated, and it's really good for like when you want to do more research. Actually, like if you're gonna write your own fic, I feel like you should probably read other people's character study fics just to like, you know, get a vibe of what people think about that specific character. Anyways, I feel like everybody should actually dive more into character studies. They can be boring, but if you make them good, you can come out of, you know, you can come out of reading that fic and it'll be very, very like life-changing. Like it'll change the way you completely view that character. Chat fics, I feel like if it's like humor, kind of like chat fic where it's just like crack or something, I feel like that's fine. But I'm gonna put it in no opinion. Again, it's fine. I just have no opinion on it. It's nice for it like a quick read when you're just like bored and want something fast to go through. I think chat fics are fine. Just read it. Next we have cheating. Nope. 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 No. 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 No explanations needed. I hope we are not condoning any cheating on this channel. Childhood friends to lovers. Peak. It is peak, okay? And it's so underutilized. Like, why? I've seen so many like childhood friends who end up being like second male leads in like all these webtoons and like anime. Like, why? That person was there for you ever since you were like a wee baby. Like, literally, they love you more than anything. And I feel like there's something special about like starting as childhood friends and then growing into lovers. Like that means you were with that person almost your entire life and you finally fell in love with them and they already know like everything about you. Like that's perfection. So I cannot scream louder enough about how underrated childhood friends to lovers is. It's so good. It should be explored way more in fanfiction and even in, you know, real books and novels and webtoons and light novels. Like please, 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 please let these childhood friends actually win the heart of the MC, please. Coffee shop AU. Oh, I also see college AU, so I'm just gonna as I already told you, I have no opinions on that kind of stuff. Coffee AU is cute if like the original world was like filled with strife, you know, like if they're like at war the whole time and then, you know, someone writes a fanfic of these two warriors just, you know, making coffee and selling them. Like, I think that's cute. That's cute, but I'm still gonna put that in no opinion because they're just fine to me. And actually, I'm gonna put, I might actually bump college AU down to not for me. Is there like high school romance too somewhere? Yeah, I saw it. There's like high school AU. I'm putting those two together in not for me because I am done with school. I do not want to see any of my characters going through their lives in school. I do not want to relive that time of my life, so I'm gonna put that in not for me. I've already outgrown all that stuff. Next we have comedy, and I see crack fic here too. I'm gonna put that straight up. Comedy is gonna be yes. Crack fic, guys, we need more crack fics. We love crack. We want crack. We eat crack. We breathe crack. Okay, this is my agenda here. We need more crack fics. We need more humor in our lives. Okay, we need to laugh more. Like we already cry enough in real life. We suffer enough in real life. Please, please, please. You know, let's laugh. Let's live and laugh more. And crack fics are absolutely peak. They are great. And I have like, I don't know how people write like some of the weirdest things ever. Like, I don't know where they get their imagination and ideas from, but they are so good for when you're in the mood for like somebody to, you know, cheer you up. Just read a crack fic, man. Like, you're gonna be laughing. Like, you're gonna be smiling And honestly, I feel like it's so much easier to make somebody cry or make them like angry in comparison to making somebody laugh. I feel like making somebody laugh is literally like a skill set, and it's like a talent. And people who can make other people laugh with their crack fics, chef's kiss. Like I love you. I literally love you guys. Please keep writing more crack fic for me, for everybody who just wants to laugh. We all need it. Co-workers, okay? Co-workers. I'm gonna put that in cute. I actually read a lot of like co-worker romance BLs or like webtoons. I think they're fine. I like it when like, you know, they're fighting for like the top ranking in sales or something, and then they're like rivals, you know, and then end up having to work together, and then they fall in love that way. I really like that trope. I think it's really cute. Although in real life, I feel like it would be terrible. Things can go really wrong in real life with coworkers, dating within the workplace. So I wouldn't recommend it for anybody in real life. But in fan fiction or in, you know, fantasy, imaginary world, go for it. I want to see it. I want to see it. More coworkers, please. What is this? Criminal? Oh, criminal detective. Aha. Okay. Yes. 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 I feel like if you put criminal detective and BDSM together, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like it's nice, you know? Criminal ex detective is a really nice and fun trope, you know, especially like the chase, you know, we love it when the other person has to literally chase after the other person and put them in handcuffs, get them in bed. Yes. So criminal ex detective, we are putting that up there in yes. Next we have crossovers. I feel like it depends for crossovers because you can have like these strange ass crossovers, like I don't know, SpongeBob and Ben 10 or something, like the weirdest ones. I don't read that, but if it's like crossover between like the same author who has like multiple works and like all their universes collide, like that stuff is pretty cool. So I'm gonna put that in depends because it depends on what kind of crossover it is. Next is Dacrophilia. Yeah, not for me. It's fine. You can, you know, it's not fine in real life, obviously. But in fiction, I guess that's something that some people enjoy as a kink or, you know, like a fantasy of theirs. So I'm not gonna shame anybody for it, but it's not really for me. Dark fic, depends. Again, it depends on the level and severity of like how dark we're going. Like if it's just a dark fic where like one of the characters is like, I don't know, like yandere, or they turn kind of like obsessive or something, like I'm okay with that. But if it turns dark, like dark as in like twisted, where like they get all sorts of nasty things done to them and it gets really abusive, that's not for me. So yeah, but I still feel like sometimes I'm in the mood to get wrecked. Sometimes I just want to, you know, be upset, you know, and I would absolutely go read a dark fic when I'm in that mood, but I wouldn't search for it actively, so I'm just gonna put it in depends. That dove do not eat, not for me. Woo! No need to explain. There's some really weird stuff out there and there are unfortunately not for me, but sometimes I do get curious and then I'll read it just, you know, to satisfy my curiosity. But chances are I'm not gonna end up leaving a dead dove do not eat fic and liking it, so I'm just gonna put it in not for me. And domestic love, okay, love. Domestic fics are everything. They are so good, especially when you're like in a really nasty mood and you just want to see people being fluffy and in love and like no drama, none of that drama, misunderstanding, just two people in love cuddling on the couch. You know, that is good. We need more of that in this world. Dominant top and sub bottom. Done. Just in love. I would even make like a, what is it, like another tier like above love because I am in love with dominant tops and sub bottoms. Also, the opposite is good, but you know, this is just hot. It's just hot. Do not shame me. I like it. I like it. I like my 2D men or female to be dominant, okay? Step on me, mother. Step on me, daddy. Step on me, bruh. I mean, whatever. Just step on me, okay? Next we have... What is this? Oh, Drunken Confessions. Ah, okay. Okay, I'm gonna put that in cute. I think it's pretty cute. Wait, but it has to be like a one-shot though. Like, the same where like... Where is it? Like, there was like a Oh, here. Accidental Confession. Yeah, like it's in the same kind of like area where it's like if it goes on forever and the misunderstanding just keeps on going, I don't like that. But if it's like a 2-shot or something, you know, I think that's pretty cute and it can be really funny also. So I'm gonna put that in cute. Dubious consent, it depends because that depends on my mood, right? You know, that's just a mood thing. Dystopian AU, I'm gonna put in no opinion. I don't think I need to repeat why. I just don't have any opinions on specific AUs. They're fine the way they are. Enemies to lovers, we are flying up there. Enemies to lovers is my favorite trope ever, but I have a pet peeve with this trope, okay? And it's not like, there's nothing wrong with the trope itself, but I have a problem when people tag their fics or their stories and advertise their books as enemies to lovers when you're not actually enemies. Like, if you just hate somebody who's like, I don't know, like a person who has an annoying personality, and then you like don't like them that much, and then you have like this bantering where the girl or the MC is like, shut up, and then the other person is like, make me, and then the other person is like, fuck you, like that kind of dynamic alone is not enemies to lovers. Like, nowadays people call anything with like any slight hatred or like sarcasm between two characters as enemies to lovers, and that's not enemies to lovers. That's just being a hater. Like, you're not enemies, you just hate them. Hating someone does not mean that you are enemies, okay? It's just one of those emotions that you feel. It doesn't mean that you're like actually going to kill each other or like on opposite sides of a war or something. So no, enemies to lovers is not the same thing as haters to lovers, okay? Get that straight. Enemies with benefits. Yes. It is so hot. I just like, please. And it like hate sex, you know, like hate sex, that kind of thing is so good in fanfiction. We need it more, especially like if it starts off with like enemies with benefits and then turns into enemies to lovers. That is like the best of the best. Like, I will devour that. I will read it. I will like stay up to 5 a.m. in the morning to read those type of fics. We need more of that. Established relationship. Yeah, I'm gonna put that. Wait, no, I'm gonna move it down one step to be yes. I feel like established relationship is really good when you're in the mood for like, you know, just to see your favorite characters who are actually like already together, like spending time together, you know. So I feel like it's in the same area as domestic. I just feel like domestic can happen even if you're like enemies to lovers, you know, like you can have like domestic moments, and that's great. That's why I put it in love. And established relationship, I'm gonna put in yes, because sometimes it can be boring, you know, like nothing happens. But I feel like it's also very good for, like I said, when you're in like the mood for something nice. Established relationships are the thing to go to. And fake relationship, I'm gonna put that in cute. It's kind of overdone nowadays though, like I see it so often. But once in a while, I'll go read a fake relationship where they have to pretend to be lovers or something for the sake of a mission. And it'll be fine. It's fine. It's just nothing special and nothing spicy or anything. Like I said, these tropes, I feel like most of these tropes need to like be mixed with each other in order to like reach its maximum potential. But if it's just fake relationship, I'm just gonna put it in cute for now. Fantasy AUs, again, all my AUs are just gonna go straight up to no opinion because they're fine the way they are. Fast burn. It's either depends or like not for me. I'll put it in depends because I have no idea how fast we're talking about. Like a one shot that just speeds up everything and they start off as enemies all the way to like lovers in like 4K. I feel like that's a bit too fast for me, so I'm gonna put it in depends. But if it's like a fast burn that is like mixed with other things, hold on, let me think about this. Oh, like fast burn and like crack fic? Yeah, like a fast burn and crack fic together. I feel like that's an interesting combination. Or like comedy. Yeah, like fast burn in terms of like being funny and crack. I think that's fine. Okay, so next we have first kiss. I feel like first kiss is one of those things that can be like really sweet, you know? So I'm gonna put it in cute. Because it can be cute and also not cute. Like, it can be first kiss that's cute when you like, you know, fall in love, confess, and then you kiss. But then there's also like the type of first kiss where it's like you're in a dangerous situation or something, you know, and then like you're suddenly kissing out of nowhere because of like, hey, I'm gonna die. I don't want you to die, and I'm gonna kiss you now. Like, there's that, which is fine. Not so cute, but it's still okay. So I'm gonna put it just in the cute zone for now. Next we have first time. First time I guess it can also be cute. But I feel like the first time fics where like two completely unexperienced virgins try to like, you know, do. I feel like those fics are really cute, like really funny and cute. So that's, I guess, would make it. That's why I would put it in cute, you know. Next we have fix it fic. Immediately up to love. We are all for fixing holes in this channel, okay? Well, not channel, but me. I just like fixing holes, okay? I don't like holes in my fics, in my walls, in my windows, whatever. We are fixing all of those holes. So I am a huge fan of fix it fic, especially like time travel ones where like, you know, somebody time travels and goes back to the past to fix all the things that went wrong and like protect someone from like dying in the original canon timeline. I love fix it fics, okay? And they can be done really like well, and many people come up with like many different ways to fix things. So like I'm always curious to see like other people's ideas of how they think they could potentially make somebody fix this, you know, canon plotline. Next, I cannot read that. Why is the font so small? Flower. Oh, it's the flower shop and tattoo thing. Okay, so no opinion as usual. For everybody who likes these AUs, go ahead, go read them. You do you. For me, I just don't search for AUs that much. And fluff, do we even need to, you know, do I even need to justify this? Fluff is always good. We love that. We love fluff, especially in like, you know, relationships that don't really get a lot of fluff in canon. Of course, I want to see them like kissing each other and hugging each other and holding hands. Yes, we want fluff. Forbidden love, also straight up to love. Oh wait, hold on. If it's like taboo as in like incest, then no, that is down here. But if we're talking about forbidden love, like you guys are enemies and you literally can't be lovers, or like if you become lovers you die or something, like that kind of stuff, absolutely yes. So I'm gonna put that in love. I love it when my characters suffer. Let them suffer, and then after they suffer, make them kiss and fuck and make up. Yes, that is the agenda that I'm trying to sell here. Found family. Yes, absolutely. I love it when like we have all these like misfit characters get together and, you know, build their own community, become friends, or like people in like fantasy world that are like escaping from their family or being betrayed by friends, and then they end up like finding each other and making this like vagabond kind of group thing. So that's really nice. Like we need more found family in real life too, because sometimes blood families can be a bit not good for you. Friends to lovers, again. I love friends to lovers, and they are so underused. Like, I love enemies to lovers, of course, but like friends to lovers too. I feel like we need more of that representation, because as spicy as enemies to lovers is, sometimes we just want something that's nice and comfortable. And I feel like friends to lovers is the way to go for it, because think about it, like it's just so special that someone is friends with you and then they eventually fall in love with you. I feel like that type of relationship is the most like long-lasting relationship. That's the ideal relationship, even, I dare say. And next we have what would we have next? We have friends with benefits next. Okay, so friends with benefits for me is going to be in yeah, I can take that. Friends with benefits, as long as it ends as something else, perfectly fine. I like that. We can do that. Gay chicken. Oh yes, where are you? Yes. Yes, gay chicken is hilarious. Okay, it's hilarious and I freaking love it. Gay chicken is one of the best things ever to come out of BL tropes. We need gay chicken. Gender bend. I'm gonna put gender bend in not for me straight up, because I don't know, I just don't really vibe with like pretending to be a different gender. Like, it's fine for like drama's sake, but like other than that, I don't really see anything this trope is bringing to the table. And then we have genfics. Genfics I think are really underrated. I feel like people like to read and write a lot of romances, but sometimes genfics that just explore what's happening in the canon universe, I think they're also great. Like, not everything has to be smut or like filled with romance. So I'm gonna put genfic as yes, because I think it's really underrated. Getting back together. I'm gonna put that in not for me, because I don't like, I wouldn't read anything where my characters that I love are like have broken up already. Like I'm into like the whole fairy tale, like love only one person, I love you, I'll do everything for you kind of like dynamic. So second chance stories, they're good, but they are unfortunately not for me. If I were going to read a fanfic about my favorite trope, I mean not my favorite trope, my favorite pairing, I would want them to get together instead of like getting back together. You know what I mean? Like, I would just straight up pick a fic that makes them actually fall in love and like get together. I wouldn't look for like second chances. Getting together, aha, here you are, love. I want to see these people falling in love and getting together in the strangest way possible. Like, please. I will search and devour getting together fics. They are the reason why I am even on AO3. And good boy and bad girl. Depends, I guess. I feel like it's boring, sort of. It can be interesting depending on the author and the writing, but generally I just feel like that's an overused trope by now. Good girl, bad boy, also the same. I'm putting those together in depends. I feel like it's overdone, but also like we need a combination of this with like other things. If it's just these tropes alone, I don't think it's gonna be interesting enough. Gore, not for me. I don't know why anybody would want to see their characters getting gorish and bloody and, I don't know, stabbed to death. I don't really know either, but that's not what I'm here for, so I'm not gonna do that. Next we have Hanahaki. Oh, this this is something that everybody needs to read. If you have never heard of Hanahaki AUs before, it is amazing. It is like a whole roller coaster ride. If you don't know what Hanahaki is, it's basically like when you fall in love with somebody, you start like coughing up flowers, literally like from your mouth. And like if the other person doesn't reciprocate your feelings, you can actually die from it. And the only way that you can, save yourself is either the other person falls in love with you, confesses to you, and you get together, or you go through this whole like surgery to remove these flowers. But the moment that you take the surgery, you will end up losing all your feelings for that person. So it's like your love towards that person will be gone. It's pretty dark, I think. It's a pretty dark AU, but I feel like it is so good. And like I've cried reading so many Hanahaki AUs, because like it doesn't work too if the other person forces themselves to love the other person to save them. Like, no, you actually need to be in love. So there's like a lot of potential for ways that things can go really wrong with this particular AU, but it can also be the thing that makes someone realize how important and precious that other person is to them. So I feel like Hanahaki AUs mixed with getting together is like the ultimate package. That's like everything. That's life, okay? Happy ending. Of course we want happy endings. Why would you want sad endings? I would never be that kind of person who purposely searches for a fic where my favorite pairing doesn't get together or somebody dies. Like, no, I want happiness. I want happiness in my life. So happy ending is definitely a yes for me. Harem is not for me, okay? I think there are a lot of harem anime and like harem stories where like everybody falls in love with this girl or boy. And unfortunately, it's just not for me because I feel like the amount of time that is spent on developing this person's like potential relationship with like this particular character, like that time could have been spent on the endgame character. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's a waste of time for you to potentially develop a romance with like 5 other characters when that time could have been spent on developing the character that the person is actually going to end up with. Maybe it's a hot take. I don't know. I just really don't vibe with harems. Hate sex. Love. I am loving hate sex. Friends with benefits and hate sex together. Amazing. We love that. Okay, but like hate sex without dubious consent, okay? Like hate sex that is like actually reciprocated, you know what I mean? Like you hate each other but you also feel the attraction and you accept it and therefore you just go for it. Like that kind of hate sex is perfection. Hero x villain, similar to like enemies to lovers, it's one of those tropes. So I'm just gonna put it in yes because I do like my enemies to lovers. Hero to villain is just a more specific type of that trope, so I'm gonna put it in yes. Well, maybe I'll put it in cute. I don't know. One of those things. Historical AU, again, all my AUs go in no opinion. Huddle for warmth. I think they're cute. They're cute, but they're fine, but it's not something that I would search for. Hurt comfort. Yes, I love it, especially when the main character is somebody who like normally has nobody to take care of them, no one to, soothe their wounds, and then the love interest comes in and comforts them. That is good. That is exactly what I want. I want my characters, my babies, my favorite characters who went through so much in their lives. I want them to be loved and to be comforted. So yes, I'm gonna put that in yes. Hurt no comfort, not for me. Again, I don't want any sad endings. I want happy endings only. So please give me the hurt and the comfort together in a set. Buy one, get one free. Idiots in love, peak. Just straight up peak. Idiots in love is so good. Like, just dumbasses trying to like do things together, not even realizing that they're in love, but everybody else knows that they're in love. That is the dynamic to die for, okay? That is just so good. We need more idiots in love. Sometimes you don't need deep romances with proper plots. You can just put two people who are idiots together. That's already fine. Like, that's already a great dynamic. And then make them fall in love and kiss accidentally or something. Amazing. Internalized homophobia, I'm gonna put in not for me. It's not a trope or specific idea that I would search for. Some people might like it, I don't know. Introvert x extrovert, I think this is the grumpy and sunshine kind of thing. I'm gonna put that in cute. I think it can be pretty cute when, you know, someone's like a huge introvert and the other person just comes in, barging into their quiet and peaceful life, disrupting it with chaos, you know, and showing them a new, different world. Like, I think that's pretty cute. So I'm gonna put that in this tier here. Jealousy, okay, this is, I don't know if this is controversial or not. I'm putting jealousy and not for me. I absolutely hate the jealousy trope, especially when there's jealousy like paired together with like obsession or like overprotectiveness. Like, you know, in those stories where like the female lead is like interacting with like a different friend who's like a guy, and then the male lead comes in and like, you know, forcefully tries to drag them apart, or like glares at the other man or something, or like actively schemes behind the female lead's back to like make sure that she doesn't interact with the other man ever again. I hate that. You know, like I just feel like that's so controlling and I hate that. That's why I'm putting jealousy and not for me. Like, if it's just jealousy in terms of like cute and like telling your partner like, I felt so jealous that you were, you know, talking so closely to that other person. Like, if it's just that and it's like played and explored in a way that's just like, you know, a cute like 10-minute misunderstanding, like, that's fine. But when they take action on their jealousy, you know, I don't like that. So that's why I'm putting it in not for me. Next, we have love-hate. Love-hate is the same thing as enemies to lovers and all that stuff. So I'm going to put that in love. Love triangle. Another perhaps controversial take, but love triangles are not for me. For the same reason that I don't like harem. Okay? I just feel like the amount of time you spend on love triangles could have been spent on making your endgame characters more in love with each other. It'll just leave me uncomfortable or unsatisfied to see like a love interest being thrown away after like halfway through the book, you know? Like, it'll just make me feel mad and sad for them, and then angry that that time wasn't spent on actually making the final endgame male lead like more like developed, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like it when we have like, okay, like when we have two potential love interests, right? And you have equal time spent on these two, and then the main character suddenly chooses one of them, and then the other person just gets yeeted out of existence. Like, I really don't like that, you know? And I feel really bad if that other love interest doesn't get their own like endgame, you know, endgame partner. I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot of wasted potential and time that just could be spent on better things. Lovers to enemies. Oh, this is also interesting and spicy, so I'm gonna put that in yes. Okay, but I feel like I like this. You know what I mean? Like, lovers to enemies and then enemies to lovers again. I just like it when it's like happy ending. But if it's like a side pairing that's like lovers to enemies or something, and then they get back together, like this together, I can dig it, you know? I'm okay with that. But if they're not getting back together and it just ends like in tragedy or something, then I wouldn't like it. Anyways, next we have Mafia AU. Again, I'm putting everything in AU in no opinion. Magic AU as well. Major character death. Nope, literally gagging. We don't want that. If it's a character that I love, nope, I'm not going to read them dying. No, no, no. Like I said, I am a fix-it girl. I'm fix-it girl. I don't want death in my fix. Miscommunication, fuck you, literally gagging. I just hate miscommunication so much. Like, oh my god, like I hate it when the miscommunication goes on forever for like so many chapters and it just never gets cleared up. Like, please, please spare me, spare me. It is so much, like, it's so much pain to watch people just miscommunicating their way through their relationship. Like, if your relationship can be like destroyed or paused because of miscommunication, just don't get together, please don't. Like, you're gonna have so many problems later on in life. Just don't do it. Missing scenes for me is also a yes. I feel like there's so many like potential in canon storylines where you can like insert special scenes that you think should have happened in canon. I feel like there's plenty of potential there, so I love reading missing scenes, you know. Modern AU is no opinion. Again, I just don't search for them, especially if like the book that I'm reading is in a fantasy world. I would not search for modern AU. Like, I love getting interested in like the world building of the books that I'm reading, so I don't really want to explore things outside of that world building. So yeah, modern AUs are no opinion, or it might even be not for me actually. Mpreg. It's like one of these things. Mpreg, like I like where is it? ABO Dynamics is great. It's fun, it's hot and stuff, you know, with all like the heat waves, uncontrollable pheromones, all that stuff. It's interesting, but Mpreg alone is not it for me. Might just not be for me, I don't know. Like, everything with pregnancy for me is a gray area. Like, it can be dealt with well, it can also be incredibly terrible to read. Like, if it's graphic, I wouldn't read it, but if it's just like a mention that somebody gets pregnant and then they, you know, they deliver the baby, like, okay, that's fine. Just don't go into too many details about it, so I'm gonna put that in depends, I guess. Murderer X Victim. I think this is interesting, especially if it's like a time travel fic where like you died by someone's hand and then you go back in time to prevent yourself from dying again, and then you end up realizing that like they had circumstances or like whatever that made them kill you, and then you end up with like where is it? And love hate, enemies to lovers, and murder and victim. You know, like that's a spicy plot line. I can take that. I'll go read that. This can also be really toxic though, especially in the isekai like otome genre, you know, where like the female lead dies from the hand of the male lead and then they still end up with the person that killed them. Like, it depends on the circumstance, okay? Like, if there's a legitimate circumstance, okay, I get it. But if it's like straight up just abuse, then no, don't get together with your murderer, please. Mutual pining. Love. Yes. Mutual pining. Especially when it's like mutual pining and idiots in love together. I think that is like the best package that you can get. Like, being idiots and also pining so badly that everybody realizes it except you. That is amazing stuff, okay? Nerd X Jock. I guess it depends. Sometimes I just feel kind of uncomfortable with the way these type of tropes portray the nerd as being like bad, that they just study and don't have a life outside of that. You know, like, I feel like there's this kind of like pressure in these tropes where it's supposed to be a good thing that the jock just like comes barging into the nerd's life and like disrupts it and is somehow viewed as cute. But I personally don't really think that's cute. I just think you're just being a dick, you know? Like, if someone just wants to stay home and read, let them stay home and read. You know, they don't want to go out and play basketball with you. Like, just let them live in peace. Non-con, nope, gagging. No need to talk about that. OCs, I love OCs, okay? I really do love OCs. Self-inserts too, like, they're fine. I think they're great. Like, you might find some of them like Mary Sue or like OP or like too much fantasy, but like, I feel like that's fun. Not everything has to be well written and deep. Like, you know those like Wattpad fics where like somebody is writing their character to be like this super strong, OP, smart, beautiful character, and like everybody falls in love with them. Like, yes, that's cringy. Like, yes, it's absolutely cringy, but like, that's fun. It's still fun. I feel like, you know, there's a mood and vibe that you need to be into in order to like take in those fics. And I personally like read them perfectly fine. Like, I'm okay with that. One shot, of course, we love one shots. They are perfect for when you're just about to go to bed, you know, and you're in the need for something to cool down your day. I, though, can never like write a one shot because every time I try to write a one shot, it becomes a 2-shot, and then it becomes 3 shots, and then 20 shots, and then 50 shots, and then before I know it, I have left the fic unfinished. So yeah, I'm just so bad at, you know, managing my word count. Next is only one bed. I guess it's cute. Like, it's kind of overdone lately, but I mean, I guess it's fine. I feel like it's fluffy and cute, but there's like nothing more to it. OOC depends on how OOC we're talking about. Like, if it's a character doing something really completely out of the loop of what they would normally do, then I might not read it. But if it's just like a tiny thing, you know, like someone who doesn't talk to this person and then they end up actively trying to talk to that person, like that kind of small tweaking in their character personality is okay. It's okay for me. I can take that. So it depends. But if it's like something straight up like the opposite, or like something that goes against the character's moral code, I probably wouldn't like that much. Opposite attracts is also quite cute. I don't think I need to explain this that much. It's just, you know, it's one of those dynamics that work in real life too. You know, people who are not the same just attract each other because you're interested in the other person's world. Overstimulation. This is smut area. I guess it's cute, hot, sexy, sweaty, nice stuff. If done well, you know, if done with proper consent, I think that's cute. Podfic, I don't listen to podfics, but I'm sure there are many of people who rely on podfics to read out their fics for them. It's just not for me. Polyamory. So polyamory for me is so-so. It depends on like who are the people involved. I wouldn't search for a polyamory fic, but I can see the appeal for some of you guys. Like, it's the same reason why I put like a harem and love triangle in not for me. But polyamory I can kind of be okay with if it's all like mutual and, you know, the screen time is shared perfectly between all the characters and equally developed. That for me is okay. Power imbalance is not for me. I don't like it. Especially like those boss and employee fics. I'm not really a fan of that, so I'm gonna put that in not for me. Practice kissing is just depends. Oh, actually, maybe no opinion. I don't really have an opinion on that. Like, it's fine as a trope. I just don't really like swoon over it or anything. Pregnancy fic, again, not for me. Some people might like child rearing stuff. That's perfectly fine, but I personally do not want to read anything that goes too deep into childbearing or pregnancy or babysitting. Just not for me. Porn with plot, let's go. Let's go. This is the thing I read. This is the thing I read when I'm in the mood for something hot and sweaty and dirty. Yes, porn with plot. Like, porn without plot is also fine, but personally I wanted to have a plot so that, you know, I just feel like porn with plot gets my attention more, so I'm gonna go with that. Rare pair. Depends on what it is, because there are some rare pairs that I'm interested in and some rare pairs that I just think are like completely whack. So it depends, but for me, rare pairs, they're nice to read. Sometimes they introduce you to like new dynamics and what other people think about the characters that you like. So sometimes I search for rare pairs and, you know, sometimes I fall in love with them. So I say give rare pairs a try. Reincarnation depends. Again, Like, I'm just the kind of person who likes my stories to be within the canon world and canon timeline, you know? That's just my personal preference. So like reincarnation fics are okay, but I wouldn't search and read for them. Oh, maybe I should put it not for me. Yeah, not for me. Not really for me. It's cute, but I just prefer them to find happiness in their current lives instead of like passing on the burden to the next. Religious guild, I don't know what that is, but I'm just gonna put in a not for me. Road trip is no opinion. I have no opinions on road trips. They're fine. You know, people do all sorts of things with road trips. I just find them to be a little on the boring side for me. Roommates is also no opinion. It's a good starter to a romance, but I need something more other than that particular trope. Rough sex, cute. Yeah, if it's consensual, you know, consensual rough sex, perfectly fine, nice. Royalty AU is going into no opinion for me as usual. Secret relationship, it's either this or this. I think it depends for me. Again, like a secret relationship, if it turns out becoming like a huge drama thing where they argue because one person wants to go public and the other person doesn't, I don't like that. But if it's like mutually secret relationship and they have to like constantly hide their relationship from other people mixed with like a bit of angst, I feel like that could be a nice read. So that particular combination is okay for me, so I'm gonna put that in depends. Self-harm, no, you will trigger me with self-harm, so that's not for me. Sex compulsion, I'm gonna put this together with sex pollen, because again, it just depends on the dynamic, you know, like I just don't want it to be forced too much. If it's consensual, like if the attraction is already there, or like if you already like them and then you get hit with the sex pollen and then you end up doing a do in the woods or something, like yeah, that's fine. But if it's like a situation where you're hit with sex pollen and you are with the person that you actually don't like at all, like dubious consent, like I don't really like that much. Sexual tension, love. That is the same reason why I like all of these other things in my love section, okay? Sexual tension, mutual pining, and then leading to porn with plot. Oh, this is like the perfect setup right here. Shut up, kiss. Not for me. Can we stop romanticizing this? Like the shut up kiss thing, can you just let them talk? I feel like it's so overdone and people think it's romantic, but I feel like it's so much more romantic if you just communicate, you know, just communicate. Communication is romantic. It's sexy. It's hot. Talk. Let them freaking talk. Don't just shut them up with a kiss, man. That's not solving anything. Sick fic. I guess sick fic can be cute if it's like paired with hurt comfort, you know, where like the MC is sick and the love interest comes and takes care of them. Like that's cute, okay? With like fluff and domestic altogether, that kind of bundle sounds very nice to me. But if it's just like the person being like throwing up or something or getting poisoned and nobody comes to take care of them, I don't know why you would ever want to put yourself in a situation where you have to read that. So that's a no for me. Size difference. Do you mean like height size difference or like, you know, dick size difference? That's a different thing. But anyways, I'm just gonna put that in cute. It's cute, you know, seeing someone really tall and someone really short being in love. I think that's just a cute dynamic. They just look good together. Slow burn, yes. Where are you? Love. I love my burns to be slow. Slowly roast me. Slowly make me hot and bothered. Please, slowly burn me to death. Do it. Smut. Do I even need to explain this? Just put it in love. Well, actually, maybe yes. Nah, just put it in love. I'm just being honest with myself. Yeah, so I just love smut. I don't read it like every day though. It depends on the mood. Like, you know, sometimes you're just in the mood for something deep. Sometimes you're in the mood for a different kind of deep, where they're deep in your ass or deep in your hole or something. Anyways, I'm gonna put that in love. And then we have Soulmate AU. Soulmate AU is actually one of my favorite AUs ever. I love it when they're actually soulmate, especially if you're soulmates, but also like forbidden love. You know, like that means the world is against you, but heaven knows that you're actually meant to be together. That kind of dynamic is so sweet. I love it. I want to see more of that. Also, like enemies to lovers that are actually soulmates. Yes. Bring that to my table. Let me have that. I want to eat that for breakfast, dinner, midnight snack, all day long, brunch. Let's go. Stalker x Stalker. I have never read a Stalker x Stalker fic before, but it sounds interesting. So I'm gonna put that in depends just for now because I'm willing to try. I just haven't read any fics like that yet, so we'll see how that goes. Star-crossed lovers. Again, all of these tropes that just make it's so hard for two people to be together even though they're in love. I love that. Like star-crossed lovers with enemies to lovers, forbidden love. Yes, peak chef's kiss. Subtop x Dom bottom. I just put that in yep. A great subversion of popular tropes. I love it. Oh my god, I love it especially. Oh my god, I love it especially when the top is like pathetic, wet, crying, sappy, soppy dog. Like, please, we need more puppy tops that have no idea what they're doing, and dominant bottoms. I love that dynamic so much. We need it. I want my tops to be pathetic, downright pathetic, please. Suicidal thoughts. Nope. Don't need to explain. Switching. Yes, switching. And yes. Switching. We need more switching. I feel like that's a thing we need. Next we have teacher x student. Depends on the age, more specifically, of the characters. If it's like, I don't know, like a 20-year-old and a 12-year-old, no, obviously, no, we're not doing that. But if it's like, I don't know, like 30 and like 22, like in college, like yeah, okay, sure. Never in real life, but in fiction, sure, why not? Time loop, I wouldn't search for it, but it depends, because there's some like really interesting time loops where like this person is always constantly going back in time to like save their lover or something. Like that stuff is fine, it's nice. Tooth rotting fluff. Come on. We love that. We love fluff. Make me get diabetes. Just give me diabetes, okay? I want some sweetness in my life. Please give it to me. Toxic. Depends. Again, it depends on the level of toxicity. You know, I can take like some toxic dark romances. It's just not what I would be searching for, but I can deal with that. But if it's like abusive to the point where like the other person's actively getting like hurt and bruised, like nah, I don't like that. So I'm gonna put that in depends. Tsundere, I'm so sorry to anybody who is into tsundere. I hate it with a passion. Like, I hate it so much. They annoy me to no end. Equally the same thing as miscommunication tropes. I hate it so much. I just feel like they're romanticizing it to be something cute, but it's not. Like, there's a difference between like being awkward and not being able to say your feelings, and someone who just actively hurts other people with their words and then pretends that it's supposed to be cute. Like, no, please. Like, please don't say things that hurt other people and like just be all like, oh, but that's not what I actually meant. Like, no, I don't care. You still hurt them. So tsundere is just not for me. Unhappy ending. Nope. Gagging. I don't like that. I will not read anything. Unrequited love, also not for me, because again, I want my characters to be happy. Unresolved sexual tension. I wouldn't search for it, but I don't hate it. I can see the appeal. So I'm gonna put that in depends. Vampire x werewolf AU. Okay, for me, Vampire x werewolf is probably like no opinion. Again, I haven't tried this trope often. I actually don't really know what the dynamic is supposed to be about. Like, do you drink each other's blood? Is that the trope here? I don't know, like, I don't know what it is. I'll need to do more research, but for now I'm just gonna put that in no opinion. Water sports, I think for me water sports, I feel like it might be depends. But you know, like it's a kinky thing, but I just don't really vibe with it that much. It's fine for like when you're in the mood for like, you know, I don't know, like hot disturbing smut, whatever mood that is. So I'm gonna put that in depends. It can be nasty though. So yeah. Villain x villain. Yes, especially if they're like against each other, you know, like again, enemies to lovers, villains x villains, amazing. And then why and insert again, I think it's fun. It's bad, like poorly written sometimes, but it's still fun, so I'm gonna put that in it depends. It depends on how good or bad the actual story is. And lastly, we have yandere. Sorry to everybody who is into their yandere men. For me, it's a no. I'm so sorry. I'm okay with obsession and obsessiveness and being possessive over the person that you love, but to the point where it's a yandere, I would not do that. I don't vibe with that at all. And that is all. That is all for now. This is the entire tier list. Hold on, I have to make the browser bigger, but I feel like if it's too big, you won't be able to read the words. Anyways, this is basically my final conclusions. Everything in love, I absolutely love. Everything in yes, I will absolutely read. Cute is something that I would search for. And everything below the no opinion section is just something that I probably wouldn't search for. Doesn't mean that they're bad. Again, just final disclaimer, just everybody's opinion is their own. Everybody has their own preferences and what they like in their romances and fanfiction. So read whatever you enjoy. Keep reading, never stop reading. Even if it's smut, just read. If you've made it this far in this video, thank you for watching, and I hope that I will meet some people who have similar taste in fiction with me. If not, that's perfectly fine too. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and as always, until next time, may your skies always be blue. See you next read!